All right, guys, we are back. We had to stop the stream for a second so we can go ahead and get this routed up so we can start installing Windows and walk you guys through it. Now, I am going to have to do a couple of more things here while this is going. And this is so I can basically start the motherboard process, or start the process of making the changes, blah, blah, blah. I'm like trying to walk and chew gum at the same time right now. So I got to make the changes that I need to make in the BIOS and everything first before we can actually let the capture card take over the install. And that's just simply because of a couple things that we had working previously. So let me go ahead and start this up, and then we'll pull through and finish it up. So let me just actually put the build in view here. And are we confirmed that we're back live?
We are back live.
Awesome. And again, sorry we had to take something I got to work on right there. All right. All right, just putting this together here. You know what? I'm going to do this the hard way. It's giving me a problem. I don't know if it's a motherboard driver or anything like this because I'm not connected directly into it, so I'm just going to go like this first. Set up the BIOS real quick. Make sure we've got everything set up from there. And then move in. How's chat looking? Do we got any newcomers in there? Do we got anybody asking any questions?
A little bit higher than it has been, but still shy chat.
All right, so. All right, chat. For those of you that just came in, we are actually on our last phases of this build here. And the build is an i9 9900K with an EVGA Z390 FTW motherboard. We're running 32 gigs of Corsair Vengeance Pro RGB RAM, 3000 megahertz, with an NVIDIA Reference Edition 2070 RTX. The build is awesome, and we're just finishing up. We're going to connect now to install Windows, show you guys how to do that. All right. Now, I know a lot of people have been out to CES for the week, and this build is sponsored by NZXT, EVGA, and Turtle Beach. Turtle Beach was happy to give us a little giveaway to build up our audience so we could do the build. All right, and then just restart it now. All right. All right. So let me just get the BIOS set up here, and then once we get the BIOS set up, we will go ahead and come in. So advance. All right. All right, so I think that was it. All right, we should be good now. And then
We have beeps.
we have beeps. It's posted. I already set up Alright, so I think it's ready to go. So let me just go ahead and switch these back now. All right. So just gonna move mouse back and forth for a second. I should break out one of my other mice to do this right now. So what the main thing was, I wasn't planning on going ahead and really reinstalling Windows today. So I went ahead and didn't do that. And all right, so there we go. So now let me look over here. Perfect. You guys can see that, right? Can you see that? Perfect. All right, so
that is a nice difference.
all right, perfect. So now it's time to just install Windows. So I've got my flash drive right here. Go and set it up. And I'm going to basically got a little bit of lag here on this. All right. So no signal just because we're restarting here. Get it going. Now, installing Windows, it should be pretty quick. We got an M.2 drive. It's a Samsung 970 Pro, 512 gigabyte. And we're, of course, installing by a USB key. So it should go pretty quick. We should be able to get into the interface. What I did to the BIOS already was I just set up an XMP profile so we can hit the 3000 megahertz for the memory. And then, went ahead and set the boot options as well. So we should come in if we're not crashing here. And it looks like we are going to go ahead and crash. I'm going to enter BIOS, and I'm just going to set up the default profiles. We'll worry about setting the memory later, 3000 megahertz. So all I'm doing, it didn't let me do it. But either which way, I think we might be getting good now.
With this BIOS, did you have to set the M.2 lane to NVMe versus PCI?
No, it's already all set. I guess it picked it up automatically.
It's fantastic.
Now let me go ahead and install the network cable as well. Now I'm clicking, I don't have a product key simply right now, so it will let me go ahead and install Windows 10 without a key, but I do have a key that I'll put in later. Of course, I don't want to put in the key while you guys are watching, so you can steal my keys. We know how you guys are. Not just you guys, all of you guys. So let me do a custom. Let me go ahead and just go next. So now it's going to copy the files. It's going to install Windows. Oh no! So what the problem is, it's probably the memory. So
But you gotta love the updated new screen of that.
oh yeah, it's much better than the old one.
Oh my god.
All right. And default mode. Yes, I did, man. Yes, I did. All right, so we should be able to get it installed here and be good to go. But honestly, I mean, this is a real good looking build. I really like it.
BIOS and splash trains have come a long way since the Tomcat days.
Oh, not even. I mean, I remember when you just got that American Megatrends splash screen, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time motherboards had like a real good, interface, and an interactive interface is that.
The steps you're going through now sure beat the first computer I ever created, or built myself, where I had to install DOS before installing Windows 3.x.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's come so far. Like raid setups were like.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Here we go. Now I've got some cable combs that I think I'll do another video where I'll go through and cable comb those cables up and then see. Now what I'll probably do is I'm planning to do this series maybe 2-3 times a week, do videos. This is going, normally we'll just do an hour-long video, an hour-long stream, but because we wanted to get this build done, it's gone way longer than it was supposed to. This build was honestly supposed to be done in November, but we had a sponsor who was supposed to be sending us some stuff. I talked to him. He's like, yeah, good to go. We're going to send it out and everything like this, and it just goes dark. I sent several emails trying to get out to him, and it just disappeared. So I had to source out, you know, some more parts again for this build. Yeah, going to do mods as well. I plan to do a whole bunch of different types of mods, case mods, different type of mountings, painting, you know. And if you have any like questions or like any suggestions for mods that you want to do, we'll do that too. We can do, you know, pretty much. And the whole purpose of this is we go through the pain, learning how to do it, so we can show you. And then it'd be Q&A section as well. So like just like this is now. Instead of just doing a video, painting a little bit and done. No, we'll go through the whole thing while I'm video, sanding it down to applying the primer, painting it, to baking it, everything else. What we really got to do is we got to work on it. I know we're like just now starting the videos. We have, you know, real heavy articles. We're going to continue to do the articles, but we're going to do this 2-3 times a week. We need to really increase our viewer base. Oh yeah. Preach, preach.
Well, let me just say that the first computer I ever built had a Matrox, Mystique, or Millennium as a graphics card. So, yeah, Windows 3X, Windows 95, those were the days.
Yeah, the first computer I built, it was on XP. And it was an AMD build. AMD 64. Oh no! Dude, I honestly think it's an issue with it trying to run Windows. Because it installed. Let me take that out. Now, I hope it's not a bigger issue from when the power supply shorted out the other day. I hope it didn't do something to the motherboard.
Oh, maybe some burn-in failure somewhere in the motherboard?
Yeah, possibly.
I'm sure you would have noticed caps.
I looked through, I mean, I didn't do a full inspection, but I looked through for any type of like burns or anything like that. I didn't see anything.
Might sound silly, but if you run memtest to check the RAM,
Yeah, I could do that. But this would be a whole, that would be a whole nother video on like troubleshooting it. Looks like it's going a lot faster now. think there was just something on the something having to do with the flash drive and installing Windows and trying to do it over into the capture card instead of going monitor and capture card, using monitor as main. I don't know.
Windows overlords may not be appreciating this setup.
And that's the worst stop code too. Uncorrectable error. Come on, give us something more.
I mean, it might as well just say nope.
Sorry, do not pass go. Do not collect $200. All right, the computer restart. No. Really? Really?
Wow. Something is not happy.
Let me do this. You think you'll beat me? I'm going to beat this here. It's like going so fast, it's not even letting me go into the BIOS.
Yeah. You might have to adjust the range of time for the BIOS key.
Yeah, we had an engine strike. All right. So let's go to the.
Wait, is this a hang fire?
Yeah, this is if your PC restarts 3 times in a row. But what's funny is it's not letting my keyboard type anything. See, I should have brought out an extra keyboard and mouse, so I'm not like competing here. All right, let's enter recovery. All right, let me enter recovery. Come on, damn it. Let me do this.
This is a fantastic instructional video. My only question is who's being instructed?
I know, right?
I think Windows is attempting to teach you a lesson. Wow.
Tell me about it. All right, so
Oddly enough, it feels like some sort of weird voltage instability.
yeah, I think that's what it is. I'm going to load, optimize defaults. Load clock. We're at 32 Celsius. CPU multiplier, base clock 100, memory.
Yeah, it's not cooling. It's not a cooling issue is what I'm trying to say.
Advance. I mean, everything looks good. Everything definitely looks good. Yeah, that's true. Why not? And I do want to go back to my boot device, make it the flash drive. I'm going to
Try reinstall.
yeah. Now this should work. There's nothing wrong with the build. There's now it could be that Windows Media Key could be corrupt as well. So the USB stick with the Windows, this might be an overclock issue. Yeah, that has to do with memory right there. Okay.
So, in your mind, what are the chances that the power surge did affect either the memory or the M.2?
The M.2 wasn't in there at the time, so I honestly believe that it's either that Windows key, maybe it's corrupt. This should work fine. I really don't want to go through an overclocking on this video. I want to make sure Windows can install correctly first.
Which it should, yeah.
Alright, so yeah, no, I'm not saying it would kill the PC, but the actual Windows creation on it, something might have happened, made it corrupt. So I'm not saying that it killed the PC. It just may have a corrupt Windows install. So that's might be what's going on. Because I mean, it made it all the way through, copying all the files, getting everything over, and then when it went to restart, it basically said, ain't happening. Not on my watch. Dude, seriously.
You can always throw a Linux distro on there for fun.
Yeah, I could, but that's kind of the defeating the purpose of this video.
Yeah, that's a strange error. So descriptive.
Now, the thing, you know, there could have been an issue. Yeah.
He's got a point.
Just uncorrectable error. That's the only error that's there. Now Windows tried to install all the way, but then when it got there, it just uncorrectable error after that. Now there might be an issue with the motherboard, Josh, because what happened is the first power supply that EVGA sent out, it basically shorted out while we were testing the build before we put it in. Can you guys throw that clip up in the chat so they can see it? Yeah. So they sent out another power supply and everything's working fine. Just yeah, so something may have happened to the motherboard, but I didn't see any burnt capacitors or diodes or anything else. I haven't seen any shorts.
Yeah, rewatching that was a pretty big burn.
Let me throw it back on the automatic. Yeah, see, it's freezing on me occasionally here in BIOS too.
Does not bode well.
But the problem is we're not getting a descriptive error. The stop code is highly unhelpful.
installed the different catch exceptions and just left the default one hanging.
Yeah, right. All right. So this should, something should happen here.
Is it my imagination, or was the voltage 1.208 earlier on automatic and now it's 1.306?
I didn't even pay attention to that right now, so it's possible. Come on, show me the money. If I can just get back to that. All right, we've got a 99 stop code. I didn't notice that in the bottom right. That's usually a hard drive boot error. Let me throw this in the back here. If you call support, give them this error. Hey dude, I got an uncorrectable error. There we go.
The 99 stop error, you were reading that off the motherboard?
Yep. It happened in the bottom right hand corner. See, it's before it's running through the codes, and it's stuck right now at 99. And when Windows starts to initialize or load, it should move on past that. So it's sticking there. All right, what I just did is cleared the CMOS. Yeah, you know, I checked the PCIe config. I set it to Gen 3. And then I set it to auto. I checked all of that. There shouldn't be any issues like this. I didn't change that, did I? I'm getting tired. This should have been done. The build is perfect. The build is perfect. This should have been done already. You guys should have been seeing Windows, me installing something like game, maybe even playing a game already on it.
Fortnite.
No, Blackout, man. I'm not a Fortnite player. Fortnite and me is like, But put me on some Blackout, man. I'll play for hours on some Blackout. And I actually got Battlefield 5, and I was testing out the ray tracing on it. And dude, it's a hardware issue. But I mean, I wish I can get some sort of other error besides I'm going to test 1 stick of memory. All right. You know what? Going to test whenever you guys are going, you know, change something in the hardware. Go ahead and plug the power supply and then test. I'm going to just run 1 stick of memory and then see. I'm actually going to run the one that wasn't right next to that surge. So that's one of the first troubleshooting steps that you can go through for hardware to see if something was wrong, is if there's a memory module that's affected. All right. We keep on losing viewers, man, that because of this crap. That's kind of pissing me off. Look at that. It's the motherboard, gents, or the memory. One of the sticks of the memory could have gotten bad.
That's interesting. So, what was it exactly that caused the power surge?
It was the power supply itself. At first, I was trying to turn on the power supply, and it didn't want to turn on. So I then switched plugs for it, and it still didn't want to turn on. But then eventually it cut on. And then half the stuff wasn't working. So I then changed a couple cables around, got everything to work, and then all of a sudden just psst. So I tested it afterwards with the multimeter, and the multimeter just basically said, hey, look, yeah, this is screwed up. So the mouse is frozen again. Actually, bring this over here because I've just realized you guys can't see me. I left you guys in the dark. So all right. No, it froze again. All right, come on, this has got to be the golden nugget right here.
You know, maybe we're being trolled because you're not entering a key.
No. That'd be funny, but we know that's not the truth. Come on. There we go. Come on. Come on, stay with me. Stay with me. Don't wonk out of me. Alright, so far so good. While that's trying to work, let me get a drink.
I like the speed at which you copied those files.
Oh, you had to talk. You jinxed it, man. All right, so next step. Next stop, what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and try the first slot, first memory slot instead of the second, and see if I get any sort of better result from it.
Same stick of RAM, or are you switching out for the other one?
Same stick of RAM. No need to enter setup. I'm not changing anything else. See, I knew I should have done Windows install on another day. Dude, this this. Everything is plugged in good. Everything is golden inside. I just switched the RAM sticks. So I mean, it's not even getting to a lot of places. It seems like it's getting worse. So I don't know if it's a PCIe config. I mean, there's not much I could really change in PCIe config either. B4 again, stuck. Oh, no, loading. I hate this lag. Like, I can't, like, estimate where the mouse is going to land. So I'm, like, moving a lot slower with the lag. So, alright, so let's delete all of this again. There's that one error that the IRQL error, that is definitely a memory issue. So the only thing that I could think of, guys, is really that something else did happen with the short, and that the motherboard or the memory got hit. Now what I can do is I can throw the memory modules into the test bench and run a mem test on it, and then see if that's the case. I mean, if that's the case, then it's definitely the memory.
There are no easy ways to check the lanes or the sockets or the bridges on the motherboard themselves.
No, if you're going to, for the memory, you have to go slot by slot and stick by stick.
Yeah.
Now, if you're testing the memory itself in like a different rig, for example, you can use one stick, you know, and just switch it out on the same slot. Is it the same like setup? Or is it a different board, different RAM? Because I haven't seen any issues for the EVGA Z390 FTW at all. I haven't read anything. I haven't seen anything. So I'm kind of shocked, you know, on it. And the only thing I can come up with, I mean, is that power supply surge. But right now, I've got okay, this isn't the memory that was hit by that. The other memory stick that's in there is the one that was touching that cable when it shorted out. And it seems to be working. Now, I'll tell you what, Windows installs, if Windows installs right now, then that'll give me the opportunity to install, like, without having to go through BIOS and stuff like that, installing memtest and everything else, and then just doing a straight up test. But this is strange that I'm able to get this going through now, and that's the memory that was actually touching the shorted wire. So that's kind of funny. And it's in the first lane in the memory as well. Because if this starts now, if Windows starts up, is that the blue screen? Alright, so we blue screened. Alright, Windows installed, so I don't need that key in there anymore. A problem with the BIOS setting. Alright, so let me overclock a little, see what happens. But I did overclock earlier a little. Okay, what is this? An uncorrectable error. Come on, man. I'm not able to. I can't even get into the BIOS again. Same issue that was happening earlier. Going too fast. Let me do this now. All right, I'm going to try that now. I'm going to put the multiplier 48 and vCore auto, and then see what happens. Yes, I would like to enter setup. Dude, come on, man. See, like right now, it's not even letting me do crap. All right. Can you still hear me, Tom?
Yes.
All right.
I'm just trying not to jinx it.
Well, the good thing is Windows is installed now.
So your feeling is that something in the hardware architecture is dumping out before Windows can finish loading?
No, what he's saying is that that people are all right. 48. vCore auto. So this is exactly what it's saying right here. Okay, so on default settings, it gave instantly try to boot. I changed the memory profile at SCP-1 from automatic to set the memory voltage 1.35, still BCSD. Set CPU multiplier 48, vCore 125, and vCore to 125 instead of auto. vCore. All right, let me. My webcam just had to be right in the way of the. All right, so. This is so laggy, it's not even funny.
Yeah, it's coming through a little.
Damn it. Dude, why? BIOS version? Yeah, 1.1. I mean, it's not even like letting me like. Well, I really can't flash the BIOS right now either. I mean, I guess I could install the BIOS and then there's probably a way to flash it from. But see, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, now it's working. All right, go to memory. Change the now F10. Enter. Let's see what happens, boys.
For science.
Look at that. Good job, Chris. Good job. And that's why it's good to have a team with you while you're doing your stuff. Yeah, I'm going to flash the BIOS right away. Because another thing is that it's going to help sort out any issues that might have got corrupted. Yeah, it makes sense. You know, I'm wondering if maybe the board caused the PSU to actually short.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah, when we upload this video, we're going to have to cut out that whole section and just be like, during this section, this is what happened. This is what we found out about that board.
I don't know. I think the troubleshooting steps are a good teaching tool, personally.
Right, but this is, we spent quite a while on this. And one of the issues, I mean, normally I wouldn't have this issue that I'm having now because I'd be with another computer that I can actually work with at that time, but I've got the streaming rig up in here and I didn't set up a setup like that here. I wasn't expecting that. But since we are doing this, since we did learn this, that now next time I will have the setup where I'll be able to work and do things. So this is taking a long time for Windows to load.
Is it downloading updates?
No? Really? That long?
A different blue screen. Same color.
Dude, I'm on the network. What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm connected. Oh, really? Not going to use Cortana. I've never used Cortana ever.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, we can just accept the defaults for this. Now, if you ever want to go through, guys, and like actually read what this stuff does, you'd be surprised. Like Windows actually uses, like for example, an advertising ID to give you more personalized advertisement.
Oh yeah.
So they track your behavior, and it is, you know, essentially. But that's fine. I'd rather see ads of computers instead of ads of, I don't know, Minnie Mouse.
Wait till Windows is OS as a service. It'll get worse.
Did you guys see Ready Player One?
Yes.
Like that. All we've got to do is wait. What did they call it? What's the world? But you can take up this much stream before actually inducing a seizure.
Right?
The Oasis.
The Oasis, yeah. I almost watched that again yesterday.
It's actually pretty good. I liked it.
Oh, I really enjoyed it.
We got to do a VR stream one day.
There's actually a few games I'd like to do VR. Subnautica is definitely one of them.
Oh man, I did. I have EVGA,
You're kidding me.
and it gets me motion sick.
How's the realism of the game, though?
It's pretty good. I mean, it's a. Why is. Alright, so I think I know what's going on here. Oh no! Now, EVGA does supply this flash drive, and I believe this is for our drivers. Let's open. Dude. You there? You there? All right. So they. Yo, you there? You there, man? Oh my God, really? So we're installing the drivers right now. These are the chipset drivers. We're going to install all the drivers. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flash the BIOS. Hey, man. Yeah, I hit the power button on my on the Surface, so it cut it out. I'm surprised there's not default drivers for the network adapter. Well, I did the chipset, and chipset didn't go. Here's the LAN drivers right here. All right. Now, the reason that this happens, guys, if you are on a network, you have other PCs around, and you maybe want to share between PCs or whichever, go ahead and click Next. That way you'll be on a private network instead of a public, and you'll be able to see other PCs on the network. At least they give this little flash drive. It's a little tiny flashlight that has all the drivers. Now, I have another board that I'm going to do an install on next week, and this board didn't come with a little flash drive.
I'm still trying to reconcile the fact that optical drives aren't a thing anymore.
You know, I saw that happening a long time ago with streaming. You know, it just there wasn't a need for it. I mean, you know, there's now no need for a Blu-ray player, no need for anything. You get everything right from your TV, everything right from your computer, right from your phone. I mean, so it kind of killed optical drives. You know, actually, right here in my little display, I have remnants of an optical drive. Might even have a disc in there. I should open it up to check it out. Pop the drive.
My first car still had an 8-track tape in it.
I remember my first car having an 8-track too, but I was a kid driving in my parents' car. Well, riding in my parents' car.
No, I'm talking about the first one I owned.
I know. You got 10 years on me, right? No, not 10. You got like 5.
Possibly.
But yeah. All right, Chris, that was awesome. You found that out for us. We will flash the BIOS and then get everything else working right. I do want to throw the other memory stick in there.
I still can't believe you couldn't finish the installation without overclocking. What kind of world are we living in now?
No, that's
No bias issue, I get it.
that's actually kind of a bad thing that happened. Motherboard drivers are finished. Okay. Install. Hey, look, EVGA new audio. See that, Chris? Yeah, I'm actually going to do that right now. Yep. Come on. Oh my god, this is so annoying. Like, smart screen, I hate you.
Yeah.
Really? Well, if I set it back to default before flashing, I won't even be able to start it up again. So I have to flash now. So control panel. I like to view things with icons. I'm going to go to user account. I'm going to change user account settings, and I'm going to put it to never notify. I might have to restart my PC as well before. Yeah, that's what this is, basically, the batch. All right, Defender. This is like annoying.
Yeah, I think he's right. If you click more info on that screen, it'll give you the option to go ahead and install anyways. I think I've seen that in the past. Yeah, just like we said.
Yeah, I'm just going to turn it off right now.
There you go. That is so annoying.
Yeah. Now, my setup was not ideal for this right now, to go through, and I have to go through this because I don't have the other PC to set up to, you know, basically install Windows on it right now through the capture card, and then try to do that as well. I have to go unbox a couple of keyboards, well, a keyboard, another mouse, and then set it up here and then work that way. So this was like really inconvenient for it to happen this way. But Chris, man, that was a good call, good searching out and good finding that out.
Yeah, that was strong.
Oh, I need to see, I can't see behind the camera. This is the second time that's happened. I tried to move it out the way, and then No matter what I do, it gets in the way somewhere else. So just put it there. And then put it there. There we go. All right. Now when it flashes the BIOS, what's going to happen is going to reset everything to defaults. And then what I'll do is I'll just set the XMP profile at that point, and I'm going to install that other stick of memory too.
Remember when this used to be an ordeal?
Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, hell yeah. But you know what, Chris? I just read your chat about, you know, wondering if that's why it's not in stock at Amazon. That might be. They might have had an excessive amount of returns saying, hey, it's not working. Now, did you read, was it just the FTW version or also the dark version? No, not necessarily. Because, I mean, I didn't see a spot in the BIOS to flash from the BIOS. I mean, I didn't do an extensive look in the BIOS either, because we were getting cut off a lot of times. Just this one. Because I didn't see the dark available either. Dude, but this is an excessive... Look, this is a lot of files on here that are being flashed.
I didn't do any research before this stream. How new is this product?
It's pretty new. It's a couple months. You know, I just realized this whole time we've been running without music. All right. So when we shut down, I am going to actually power off now. Set up this other memory stick. I'm going to go back in the correct slots we're supposed to be in. I can't see. Because like when my head gets in front, it's like blocking the light. And you guys are probably seeing my big ass bald spot.
I never said you had a fat head.
All right.
What a bizarre set of circumstances. I mean, you have a short followed by what seems like something corrupted, only for it to be bad bias.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is that actually the issue with the BIOS may have caused the power supply to short, or may have just caused a surge within the units at that point. Right now there's not as much lag on this.
Seems more responsive.
Yeah. So I'm just going to restart with the XMP profile set up and see if it works. No, it would already set the when it resets. After you flash the BIOS, that's what I had said earlier. It automatically sets them back to default settings. That's why when it starts up, it does checksum error. There we go. Let's go. Good job, Chris, man. That's a real good job. Now we'll put the side panel back on.
You have to love those not too low times.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, so now we have our other drivers we need to install. And let me actually put Defender back on. Yeah, this was a long stream. It's just going to be 9 to 10. And you talked me into doing Windows install.
That's right. Blame the Marine.
But one thing we're going to have to do is when we upload it, we're going to have to put it in parts because it's a very long video and people aren't going to sit down and watch. We can figure out how we're going to name it. And then take it from that point. Alright, so EVGA support.
Chrome download what?
Yeah, I'm going to download Chrome, but okay, is there a software for this? Is Elite? Does Elite control it? I have to check that. All right, Chris. Yeah, have a good night, man. I'm going to just install the graphics card driver now, and I'm going to finish the stream as well. Good call on that, finding that out for us. For those of you that didn't, catch it, what was going on is we have the EVGA Z390 FTW motherboard in here, and what was going on when we were installing Windows, we kept on getting blue screen. We tried several different testing methods, and then Chris was able to find out that, hey, there's an issue with the Z390 FTW with the 1.01 BIOS that was causing blue screen of death because it was undervolting. So we had to first set the multiplier to 48, and then at that point we set the vCore to 1.25, and it booted up fine. We were able to get into everything. Once you get in there, you flash the BIOS, and it'll fix everything that you need to go. All right, so no, not GeForce. Well, yeah, GeForce 20. Da, 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 da. Where's the button? There it is, search. Now I didn't install the GeForce Experience. I didn't install that now because what I just wanted to do is basically get the graphics card driver in here so we could finish up the stream tonight. When I publish this video up on YouTube, I'm going to edit it. I'm going to cut out a lot of parts that took some long time. I will keep a raw copy of the video too. So anybody who wants to go and watch the full video, they can watch the full like troubleshooting steps that me and the team went through to get this figured out. But it took a lot longer than we were going to do, and that's quite all right. That's fun. That's one of the things we wanted to do, guys. We wanted to make sure we have a build series, a live build series that will show you things that you will run into. And this is a common issue that you will run into. I mean, hey, if it happened to us, it's definitely going to happen to you. And that's, well, the power supply, we're still, the verdict's still out on the power supply. But for the most part, for like the BIOS issue, that ended up being a huge problem. It's all over the forums, and that's how Chris was able to see how we could fix it, how we can adjust it. I was trying, you know, all the different troubleshooting steps here by going through memory modules, changing memory modules, testing stick by stick, slot by slot. The next thing I was going to actually do was actually reset the processor, which is not too fun after you've already got it all set in and everything like that. But right now, where to go?
What is your opinion on GeForce Experience?
You know, it's good and it's bad. Some things about the GeForce Experience I like, such as having the ability to auto-optimize games. But then some of the other things I don't like is, like, you know, the overlay. I hate the overlay, especially with me when I'm streaming and gaming, because I use Synergy, and that allows me to switch between, you know, screens and computers and everything else. And then, you know, a lot of times, you know, that I need to switch out or flip or something like this, it'll open up the GeForce overlay, the GeForce Experience overlay, which I hate. It's very frustrating at times. So I have to disable that, you know, and disabling it, you know, they should ask you if you want it enabled instead of you having to disable it. It's easier to come disabled and say, hey, would you like to install this feature or enable this feature?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got it shut off myself. I don't even like the Steam overlay popping up while I'm trying to do something.
There's the 2060. We should be getting our hands on one of these to throw into a build here coming up soon. Oh, I've got to install the Hue 2 driver as well. Okay. Open this back up. There we go. Much better.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's controlled by cam. All right. Come on, download. Why is it not downloading?
Click here if your download hasn't started yet.
No, I don't see that either.
It's right under don't forget. Don't forget to register. Click here. if your
Ah,
download
I see
hasn't
it.
started yet.
Yeah, and I see it now. I've got a much smaller screen than what you're seeing, I think. You're seeing a full HD screen.
Yes.
Yeah, mine's a screen inside of a screen.
Can I be of service?
Just to show you what I'm seeing. So I sent you what I'm seeing.
That's amazing.
I would like, what's this one say? Cam, I would like to install, what? I would like to sign up for cam updates?
Beta updates.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sign in with my username and password.
Don't you love it when they ask you twice if you really want to not log in?
Okay. I can't see anything here.
It might be my imagination, but it looks like all the colors in your case just changed to blue.
No, it's just one strip. Super Rainbow. There we go.
That's sharp.
Yeah, it is. So let me go ahead and put front.
How's that synchronized with the RAM?
No, it's not. There are two different modules. The RAM runs on Corsair Link, and the Hue runs on CAM, and then EVGA is running on Elite, I believe. All right. So guys, we are going to end the stream up here. It's been a long one. We ran into a couple of issues we were not expecting with that BIOS. We figured it out. We're going to polish up the video and then publish it on YouTube, so it'll be available, but we are going to keep the raw, unedited video for you all to enjoy whenever you want. I'd like to thank the members of my team who stuck around all night trying to get this done. We had Tom, which is Mox, and then we had Chris, who you saw there as Toby. What was the numbers on it? 0934. Toby, Chris, is the one who actually figured everything out for us, got everything working good, and we're all set now. So thanks a lot for coming out, checking out the build. Don't forget to drop a like and a subscribe. Follow us on Twitch, and we love you guys. Again, this is Fisher from ModCrash. You all have a